Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is June 10th, 2016. It's about 73 degrees today for the high. A little overcast now, but it was not bad. Just got back from a little ride. So anyway, I wanted to do a video on a recent experience, meaning recent as in last night. Okay, so does your attitude with the police dictate how a traffic stop is going to go? Okay. I know you guys, there's a lot of videos, I watch them myself on YouTube of people getting pulled over by the police, and they'll crack their window like that much, you know, and they'll say, I can hear you just fine, and da-da-da-da-da, and all this type of stuff. So let me tell you what happened to me last night. So I'm on my way to work, and there's a route that I take. It's a main road, and there's a lot of cops on this road all the time, a lot of state troopers, sheriffs and stuff like that. So what happened was, I'm coming around down the road, and a tractor trailer truck pulls out, and I'm like to myself, I'm like, what a jerk, he sees me coming, why didn't he wait? So I'm like, well, I'm getting around him, I'm not getting stuck behind this tractor trailer truck. So I go out around him, and then he accelerates and gets into the gas, so now I got to go harder. As I'm coming up by him, I see a car coming the other way. I see the headlights of a car coming the other way. So now I got to jump into it to get ahead and get over. So that's what I do. And as I jump into it and get up and over, and I'm probably doing about 75 and a 55 at this point, which I normally don't do. Normally in a 55, I'll do 65. The vehicle coming at me was a state trooper. And I'm like, oh crap, I'm getting pulled over. So I see him slowing down. He starts turning around, and I know he's coming after me, okay? So what I do immediately, before he even gets behind me and lights me up, I just pull over, because I know who he's coming for, so it's not like it's a surprise. So I just pulled over. So he pulls up behind me, and I put my window down. I put my window down all the way, and so he starts coming up to the car. And so I said to him, I said, I know exactly why you're pulling me over. I said, let me explain to you what happened. And so I explained to him what happened and why I did what I did. And he goes, I know exactly where you're talking about, where he came out of that area. I said, yeah, he just jumped in front of me like that. And I said, so I was going to go around him. I said, then I saw the headlights of the other car, which I said ended up being you guys. I said, and so, that's what happened. So in the meantime, what I didn't realize, another cop had come up on the passenger side, because there was two troopers in the car, so he must have been training somebody. And he's flashing the flashlights in the car, and then he said to me, he goes, well, where are you headed? And I had my uniform on. I said, well, I'm headed to work. And he said, what time do you have to be there? And I said, I have to be there by 11. And so he was like, okay. He goes, let me see your license. So he takes my license. He goes back to the car. And I know they were running me to see if I had any warrants or anything like that. He comes back up to the car, and he says to me, he goes, I appreciate your honesty, and because of that, he says, I'm just going to give you a warning today. And I said, well, I appreciate that. And he said, I want to ask you one question. I said, sure. He said, I noticed you're running a radar detector in the car. He goes, why do you do that? I said, well, I've always had a radar detector. I said, always. I said, so, I said, and I told him, I said, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I said, in a 55, I do 65. In a 65, I do 72. I said, I've had you guys go by me at that speed. He says, yeah, generally, he goes, they're not going to pull you over for that. So he was a younger guy, probably like 25. And I said to him, I go, I said, I'm not a young kid out here running the roads, ramming around because, and he goes, oh, I understand that. He goes, I was just curious. And I said, no problem. And like I said, he let me go with a warning. Now, a couple things. As soon as I knew, I knew he was coming for me, I pulled over, okay? So he didn't have to chase me down and light me up, okay? Second thing, I was polite. I showed respect because that's how I was raised. That's, and here's my thing with the police. You cop that attitude or you act like a jerk, you're going to have a bad day. I don't care how cocky you think you are and if you're taping it and I'm going to show people and da-da-da. I don't do that. I'm not stupid, okay? I know that the cops can make you have a very bad day in a hurry. And so, I'm polite, I'm courteous, and I was in the wrong. So I was 100% in the wrong. So he had every right to give me a ticket, but he didn't. So, I mean, I got very, very lucky. You know, he was probably in a good mood, and because of the fact that I wasn't acting like a jerk and I was respectful of his position, and you know that I pulled over right away, and you know, and I explained exactly what happened. I was very honest because that's what I do. I'm like, hey, you know, this is what happened and why. And like I said, he let me go with just a warning. So it was very awesome. It was a good experience. I know that a lot of people get on here and they show all their bad experience with the police officers. So I wanted to share this with you guys because you know what? Um, I know that a lot of the cops, it's revenue based, you know, but I think that it's a lot of it is in your attitude too. If you cop that attitude with that cop, he's going to make you have a very bad day. It could be 4 or 5 tickets then. You know what I mean? So to me, it's stupid to put yourself in a situation for what? What point are you proving? You know what I mean? Give them their respect. They're doing their job. And in this case, I was 100% in the wrong. So, you know, what am I going to be a jerk and cop an attitude? No, you know, it was my fault. So, you know, I wanted to share that with you guys. And like I said, not all cops are bad. You know, I mean, I'm sure a percentage of them are bad, but here's the thing: a percentage of nurses are bad. A percentage of nurses are going to steal narcotics. It happens all the time. I don't care what job you're in. You're going to have a percentage of people that are going to be a-holes. Okay, you really, really, truly are. So it all comes down to being respectful, um, and just, you know, like I said, I got out of the ticket, and you know, he didn't have to let me out of the ticket, but because I didn't act like a cocky know-it-all and this is my rights and da 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 da, I'm like, hey, you know, I mean, I was in the wrong 100%, and he probably could have hammered me for 75 and a 55, at least 75. So you know, it is what it is. I got lucky, and I'll be the first one to admit it. I got lucky. So, but I just wanted to share that with you. And like, you know, not all cops are bad. Not all cops are out to try to screw you. You know, and I just thought that that was important to share with you guys. So listen, it's Friday. It's the weekend. I hope everybody has an awesome weekend. You know, and I just, like I said, I wanted to share this story because you know it's I think it's important. I think that the good stories of cops need to be shared as well. Okay, as opposed to only the bad. So, you know, I don't know. Couldn't tell you what the trooper's name was, but I just wanted to, you know, put it out there. Thank you very much, and I appreciate the fact that you were decent, and I think he appreciates the fact that I was decent. You know, so listen, guys, have a great day, have a great weekend, and you know. Take care. I'll talk to you later. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.